So let me show you. I have a code which is a LAMP stack which is based on multi-AZ because this is highly available environment. Now if I quickly show you this code, this is the entire code. This is the code which is written based on the CloudFormation template, and we'll be deploying this code within our environment. Perfect. So let's go to our AWS console and let's go ahead and deploy this code in CloudFormation. So this is our CloudFormation console. So you can access it. So if you go to CloudFormation service from the AWS console, you will be presented with the CloudFormation, and within this we'll click on create a new stack. Don't worry, this is just a demo and I just wanted to show you on how exactly the infrastructure as a code looks like. We'll be discussing in great detail related to each of these steps in the upcoming sessions. So I already have a code which is present in my desktop. So I'll select that code and I'll click on open. Now before we do that, let me actually show you if I have anything within my EC2 console. So you see there are no EC2 instances which is running. So this is something like a brand new environment. All I have is I have a default security group. So this is a default security group, and within default security group I have one rule which is allow all 0000. Perfect. So let's go back to the CloudFormation template. I have selected this specific template file and I'll click on next. You will find this template file within the resource in case you want to practice this out as well. Stack name, let me give this as a IAC-demo. Now, as we have discussed that this specific LAMP stack, it will create a lot of instances, like it will create a load balancer, auto scaling groups, RDS databases and various others. And this is the reason why you have to specify the parameters. So DB instance class we'll use is at t2.micro because this is our demo. Let me give a password to this MySQL database. Now make sure that you just have alphanumeric password. You don't really have special characters because that will not really work. The DB user I'll say as my admin. The instance type, so this is the EC2 instance type, I'll say it as t2.micro. Now key name, I have a key which is created called as sample. So you can easily create a key. So if you can create a key pair, you can name it as example. Just create a key pair and you can select the key pair from the console here. Now multi-AZ database, since this is a highly available LAMP stack, I want it to be a multi-AZ database. SSH location, let it be the default right now. Subnets, I'll select all the subnets which are present in my default VPC. So this is the default VPC, and web server capacity, I'll make it as 2 as of now. Perfect. So we have selected everything. Let's go ahead and click on next. This is where you can actually specify the IAM role, which we will avoid right now, and click on next. It will give you an overview demo, and let's go ahead and create this infrastructure. Perfect. So currently it is creating. So if you look into the status is create in process. So it will actually go through the code that we have created and it will go ahead and implement each of the code steps that we have deployed. So if you'll see over here, after a refresh, it is going ahead and creating the application load balancer. So within the application load balancer, the two primary things that we work with is the listeners and the target groups. So here it is creating the target groups. It will also create the listeners and it will integrate the entire stack. So generally there is some amount of time it takes for the resource to get initialized. So like for MySQL RDS database, it takes around 10 to 15 minutes for a multi-AZ RDS database to get deployed. And this is the amount of time CloudFormation will take for the deployment to happen. So let's wait for a moment and till the infrastructure gets created. Alright, so it took around 15 to 20 minutes for the infrastructure to get created. Now the reason why it took so much time is not because of the cloud formation, but because the underlying resource takes certain amount of time. Like if you design a MySQL database in a multi-AZ environment, it takes at least 5 to 10 minutes for the database to get created. And this is the reason why it takes a little bit amount of time. Now, if you look into the resources which got created, you have the ALB listener, you have the ALB target groups, you have the application load balancer, then you have the DB security group, you have the launch config, and you have the database as well as the web servers. So now if you go to the EC2 instances, you would see that there are two EC2 instances of type T2.micro which got created. Along with that, within the load balancer, you have a ALB which is created. So this is the application load balancers which is created, and within the target groups, you would have two instances within the ALB target groups. Now, along with this, if I go into the outputs, let me click on the URL, and you see I automatically get a page. So this is a Apache PHP simple page where you have all of these things configured. So this is what the importance of CloudFormation is all about. Now, one of the good thing about this type of architecture is that you don't really have to worry that the DevOps on the remote side, does he know application load balancer? Does he know about MySQL databases? All you have to do is you have to give them the script. So the script that we have for the LAMP stack, you just give him the script. He will upload the script in the CloudFormation template, and automatically the entire infrastructure gets created for him. And this is the beauty about infrastructure as a code. Now tomorrow, if I want to deploy this infrastructure in a different region or a different account, I don't really have to worry about anything. All I have to do is I have to upload my template to the CloudFormation, and everything will be created for me. So this is what infrastructure as a code is all about, and this is what the advantages are. Now in the upcoming lectures, we will be discussing in great detail, and we'll start to write our templates based on CloudFormation. So this is it about this lecture. I hope this has been informative for you, and I look forward to see you in the next lecture.